In India, there is a trend among people to look fairer and lighter, whereas in Sweden there is the trend is opposite. So many people wants to look tanned and darker. So there are several theories regarding this, and I also talked to some people and they had certain opinion about this. India is an agriculture society, so if you're working in fields, it means that you're exposed to more sun and you're darker, who are considered poor. So the dark skin is associated with poverty in India somehow. And the people who are lighter means they have a white collar job and they work in offices and stuff. Fairer skin is associated with socially higher class. Fairness might play an important role in India in many ways. For example, if you want to be a Bollywood actor, maybe your chances are higher if you are fairer. Or if you want to find a groom, then your selection pool might be bigger if you are fairer. Along with that, I think fairness might have some association with the social hierarchy system or the caste system in India, along with some historical reasons. Fairness creams have a huge market in India and a lot of celebrities advertise for them and they're very popular. In Sweden, however, the story is different. A friend from Sweden told me that tanning is a kind of beauty standard in Sweden. Tanning gives people more definition to their body, so that's why they like to do it, because they look more defined. One person from Sweden told me that if you are tan means you have traveled to Bali, to Southern Europe like Italy or Spain or some other countries, warm countries. It's very important to understand that Sweden is a very cold country and most of the time sun doesn't come out. Like during the winter time, it might be many weeks or even months when there is no sun. So only if someone is dark or tan, it means they have money to travel to a different country. Being tanned is associated with being rich. Another person told me that some people want to be tanned in Sweden or in Europe in general because it shows that you just have the money to spend on being tanned. Sweden is an industrialized society, so most people work under shade, for example in factory jobs. So it's likely that most people are not exposed to the sun. And a pale skin might be an indicator of poor health. For example, someone who is lacking vitamin D. On the other hand, a person who is tanned means he has an active lifestyle outside the home and he's likely to be more healthier. Our body gets tanned because of the ultraviolet radiation in the sunlight. And that's the natural way of getting tan or dark. But in Sweden, you will see these artificial tanning lights, UV lights, that you can find in the gyms, saloons, and all these kind of places. Sometimes people might have even in their homes. This is a solarium. If you don't know how one look like, just laying down there and this artificial lights do it work. There's a very interesting thing if you look at the history. Before 20th century, in America and Europe, pale people were considered of high class and rich because they had the money to stay and work under the shade. I met a guy from Greece and he told me that back in the days in the Greece, the trend was a little bit similar like in India. People who were pale were considered rich, and the people who were farmers and those who were working outside in the sun, they were poor. Things changed later after the industry started to grow, and now the people who are more tanned considered rich. People want to be and to look rich for a reason. I don't want to go into very detail, but through evolutionary perspective, who has a higher chance of survival, a rich or a poor? And it could be one of the primary drives for the people to be rich or to look rich. Thanks for watching the clip. If you want to see the full video, check the description box and see you guys in the next video.